Listen to me. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, the baton, right then, before you even set foot on the floor, before you check your phone, before you start thinking about what you have to do, life is already asking you one question. How are you going to show up today? And the answer to that question determines everything. See, most people, they don't even realize they're making a choice. They wake up and the first thing they do is complain about how tired they are, how they don't feel like getting up, how life isn't fair, how they have to go to a job they don't love. They hit snooze over and over, delaying their own success. But let me tell you something, every time you wake up and focus on what's wrong, you are setting yourself up for failure before the day even begins. You don't understand your mindset in the morning is like the foundation of a house. If it's weak, if it's cracked, if it's built on negativity, the whole structure is going to collapse. But if you start your day with gratitude, if you wake up with the mindset that says, I am blessed to be alive, I am grateful for another chance to get it right, then you are building your day on solid rock. And when your foundation is strong, when your first thoughts are rooted in gratitude, it doesn't matter what comes your way. It doesn't matter who tries to stop you because you are already winning. Some of you, you don't even realize how much power is in that first thought. That first moment when your eyes open, when your feet touch the ground, that's where your momentum starts. You ever notice that the people who complain in the morning keep complaining all day? The people who wake up stressed, stay stressed. That's because energy follows focus. If you focus on negativity, you're going to attract more negativity. If you focus on problems, you're going to find more problems. But if you wake up and immediately say, thank you for another day. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the opportunities in front of me. Now you've activated something powerful. You've set the tone. You see, life doesn't owe you anything. That breath in your lungs right now, that's a gift. That heartbeat, that's a gift. And the moment you stop taking those things for granted is the moment you start winning. Some of why all act like waking up is automatic. Like you were just supposed to be here today. No. Somebody laid down last night with dreams, with goals, with plans, and they didn't wake up this morning. But you did. You did. That means your purpose is still alive. That means there's still work for you to do. And you're going to waste that gift by complaining, by focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do. Nah, not today. I need you to understand gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a decision. It's a discipline. That means even on the days when you don't feel like it, you still wake up and give thanks. Even when things aren't perfect, you still find something to be grateful for. Because listen to me, gratitude is a muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you start your day with gratitude, you take control. You decide that no matter what happens, you will not be shaken. You will not be broken because your mindset is already locked in. Some of you are sitting there thinking, but you don't understand my situation. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know how hard life has been for me. And you're right. I don't know your story, but I do know that there is always something to be grateful for. Always. If you woke up in a bed instead of on the street, be grateful. If you have food to eat today, be grateful. If you have the ability to chase your dreams, be grateful. See, gratitude isn't about ignoring your struggles. It's about refusing to let them control you. The difference between successful people and everybody else is how they start their day. Successful people don't wait for life to be perfect before they give thanks. They wake up and declare it. Today is a gift. Today is an opportunity. Today I will win. And because they set their mind in the right direction from the start, their actions follow. They move differently. They talk differently. They work differently. Because they understand that every single day is another shot at greatness. And listen, I don't care where you're starting from. I don't care how bad yesterday was. I don't care how many times you failed. The moment you wake up and choose gratitude, you have already won. Because a grateful heart is an unstoppable heart. A grateful person cannot be defeated. You may knock them down, but they're going to get right back up. You may throw obstacles in their way, but they're going to keep moving forward because they're not focused on what's wrong. They're focused on what's possible. So here's what I need you to do. Tomorrow morning, before you even open your eyes, before your feet touch the floor, I want you to take a deep breath and say, thank you. Say it out loud. Let your own ears hear it. Thank you for another day. Thank you for the strength to get up. Thank you for the opportunities ahead. And then I want you to get up and move with that energy. Carry that gratitude into every moment of your day. Because when you start with gratitude, you don't just change your morning, you change your life. Listen to me. Every single day when you wake up, you have a decision to make. You can either focus on what you don't have, what's missing, what's wrong, or you can shift your mindset to gratitude, to what's good, to what's already in your hands. And that choice determines how the rest of your day plays out. See, most people, they wake up already in defeat. They open their eyes and the first thing they think about is what they lack. I don't have enough money. I don't have the job I want. I don't have the relationships I want. I don't have the life I dreamed of. They are programming themselves for failure before they even step out of bed. And when you wake up with a mindset of lack, you will live in lack. But the people who win, the ones who rise, the ones who overcome, the ones who create success from nothing, they don't start their day like that. They wake up and immediately shift their focus to abundance. They start their day with gratitude. Not because everything in their life is perfect. Not because they have everything they want, but because they understand that what they focus on expands. They understand that the moment they train their mind to see what's already good, they start attracting more good. You need to get this. Gratitude is not about ignoring your problems. It's not about pretending life is easy. It's about taking control of your perspective. It's about deciding that no matter what's going on, no matter what's missing, no matter what's still a work in progress, you will not be consumed by what you lack. You will focus on what you have. You will focus on the fact that you have breath in your lungs, that you have strength in your body, that you have a mind that can think, a heart that can love, hands that can build. You will focus on the opportunities in front of you instead of the obstacles behind you. See, what you don't realize is that when you constantly focus on what's missing, you stay stuck. You ever notice that? The people who always talk about what they don't have, they never get it. The people who always say they're broke, they stay broke. The people who say they don't have opportunities, they never see them when they show up. That's not a coincidence. That's because their mind is trained to see lack instead of abundance. And what you focus on, you manifest. If all you see is struggle, all you're going to experience is struggle. But the moment you wake up and start looking at what you do have, the moment you start acknowledging your blessings instead of your burdens, everything shifts. Some of why all don't even realize how much you already have, because you're too busy looking at what somebody else has. You're comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. You're looking at what they drive, what they wear, where they live, what they post online, and using that as a measurement for your own worth. But let me tell you something, you will never feel like you have enough if you're always chasing what someone else has. You will never appreciate your own blessings. You're too busy counting someone else's. Wake up. You're alive. You have another shot at life. And if you can shift your focus to that, if you can wake up every morning and say, I may not have everything I want yet, but I have everything I need to get started, then nothing can stop you. You're worried about what's missing, but I need you to understand that you are already equipped. You are already positioned for greatness. You just need to see it. And I get it, some of why all are in a tough spot. Some of why all are dealing with real challenges. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe your business is struggling. Maybe your relationships are falling apart. And I'm not here to tell you to pretend those struggles don't exist. But what I am telling you is that if you wake up and all you see is what's wrong, you are going to stay stuck. The only way to break free is to shift your focus. The only way to move forward is to start acknowledging what's still good, what's still working, what's still possible. So you got problems? Guess what that means? You're still alive. That means you still have time to fix it. That means you still have time to grow, to learn, to get better. That means your story isn't over yet. And as long as your story isn't over, you have a responsibility to wake up every single day and give thanks for the fact that you still get to write the next chapter. So from now on, when you wake up, I don't want you focusing on what's missing. I don't want you focusing on what's wrong. I want you to speak life into your day. I want you to open your eyes and immediately give thanks. Thank you for another chance. Thank you for the strength to keep going. Thank you for the lessons I'm learning. Thank you for the opportunities that are coming my way. Because when you start your day with gratitude, you take control. When you shift your focus to abundance, you attract more abundance. And when you see life as a gift instead of a burden, you become unstoppable. Listen to me. Most people don't even realize what's happening in their own minds. They wake up, and before their feet hit the floor is already running a program they didn't even choose. A program that's been running for years, built on stress, negativity, and survival. And they wonder why they feel drained. They wonder why they feel stuck. They wonder why they keep repeating the same patterns, the same struggles, the same frustrations. But I need you to hear me. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. The way you train it, the way you shape it, the way you use it, that's going to determine how far you go. See, most people think their thoughts just happen. They think their emotions just appear. They don't understand that every single thought they think, every single feeling they have is a result of what they focus on. And when you wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about what's wrong, what's stressful, what's missing, you are literally training your brain to look for more of the same. Your brain is designed to reinforce what you focus on. If you wake up and start your day in a state of stress, in a state of frustration, in a state of negativity, your mind will go to work finding more reasons to keep you in that state all day long. But the people who win, the ones who break through, they don't let their minds run on autopilot. They wake up on purpose. They wake up and take control of their thoughts before their thoughts take control of them. And the first thing they do, they choose gratitude. Not because everything in their life is perfect, not because they don't have problems, but because they understand that gratitude is the key that unlocks mental clarity, focus, and power. When you start your day with gratitude, when you wake up and say thank you before anything else, you rewire your brain to work for you instead of against you. See, most people don't know this, but your brain has a built-in system called the reticular activating system. It's like a filter. Right now, there are a million things happening around you, but your brain decides what to focus on based on what you train it to see. You ever notice how when you decide you want a certain type of car, you start seeing that car everywhere? You ever notice how when you're in a bad mood, everything seems to go wrong? That's not a coincidence. That's your brain doing exactly what you told it to do. And when you wake up and immediately focus on gratitude, you are programming your mind to look for good. You are training your brain to find opportunity. You are setting yourself up to see solutions instead of problems, possibilities instead of obstacles. And when your mind is focused on gratitude, something powerful happens. You start making better decisions. You stop reacting to life and you start creating life. You stop wasting time on things that drain you and you start investing your energy in things that move you forward. You stop living in fear, doubt, and anxiety, and you start walking in confidence, power, and clarity. But listen, gratitude isn't just about thinking happy thoughts. It's not just about saying thank you and hoping life gets better. No, gratitude changes your physiology. Scientists have proven that when you practice gratitude, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that make you feel happy, focused, and motivated. When you ever wonder why successful people seem to have endless energy, why they keep going when others quit, why they wake up excited instead of exhausted, it's because they have trained their minds and bodies to operate in a state of gratitude. See, stress and negativity don't just affect your mood, they affect your brain's ability to function. When you wake up stressed, your brain floods your system with cortisol, the stress hormone. And what does cortisol do? It clouds your thinking. It makes it harder to focus. It makes small problems feel like big problems. It keeps you in survival mode instead of creative mode. And when you're living in survival mode, you're not thinking about possibilities. You're not seeing new opportunities. You're not making bold moves. You're just trying to get through the day. But gratitude flips the switch. It shuts down the stress response and turns on the creative problem-solving part of your brain. It helps you see things clearly. It helps you make better choices. It helps you move through life with confidence instead of fear. That's why gratitude isn't just something you do when things are good. It's something you do to make things good. It's something you do when you feel stuck. It's something you do when you don't have the answers. It's something you do when life feels overwhelming, because gratitude is what gives you the clarity to find a way forward. And I know some of you are sitting there thinking, man, I've got real problems. I've got real struggles. You don't know what I'm going through? And you're right, I don't. But I do know this. No matter how bad things are, no matter how dark it seems, you always have something to be grateful for. Always. And the moment you start focusing on what's good, your mind starts working for you instead of against you. So here's what I need you to do. Every morning, before you reach for your phone, before you let the world feel, before you start thinking about what's wrong, I need you to take control. I need you to wake up and say thank you. Say it out loud. Say it with conviction. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my mind, my body, my health. Thank you for the lessons I'm learning. Thank you for the opportunities ahead. And then I need you to move with that energy. Because when you start your day in gratitude, when you take control of your focus, when you train your brain to see abundance instead of lack, you don't just change your morning, you change your entire life. Listen to me. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. But most people don't see it that way. Most people wake up every day feeling like they're victims of their circumstances, like life is just throwing obstacles in their way, like they have no control. But let me tell you something, every single challenge, every single setback, every single difficulty you face is an opportunity in disguise. And if you can learn to wake up with gratitude, even when things are hard, even when life isn't going your way, you will unlock a power that most people never tap into. See, most people only want to be grateful when things are good. They want to be thankful when the money is flowing, when the relationships are smooth, when the opportunities are coming in. But the real test is, can you be grateful when things aren't perfect? Can you be grateful when life knocks you down? Can you wake up and still say thank you when you're struggling, when you're in pain, when the situation doesn't look good? Because that's the difference between people who win and people who stay stuck. Life will never be perfect. There will always be something that's not going the way you want it to. There will always be obstacles, always be setbacks, always be struggles. But the people who succeed, the people who break through, the people who rise up, they don't let those struggles break them. They use them. They learn from them. They find the lesson in them. And they do it because they've trained themselves to wake up grateful no matter what. See, when you practice gratitude, even in hard times, you shift your focus. You take your power back. You stop looking at what's missing and you start seeing what's still there. You stop seeing the obstacle and you start seeing the opportunity. And that shift changes everything. Because when your mind is focused on solutions instead of problems, when your heart is focused on what's possible instead of what's wrong, you become unstoppable. Someone like, oh, you've been through things that should have broken you. You've been through losses, through disappointments, through pain that most people wouldn't have survived. But you're still here. Do you understand what that means? That means you've been given another chance. That means life is still giving you an opportunity to rise. And I don't care how bad things look right now, you have something to be grateful for. You have breath in your lungs. You have a chance to grow, to improve, to fight for your future. And as long as you have that, you have everything you need. But you have to change your perspective. You have to stop seeing challenges as punishments and start seeing them as preparation. You have to stop looking at setbacks as the end and start seeing them as the beginning of something greater. Because the truth is, the hard times, the struggles, the moments when you feel like giving up, that's where growth happens. That's where you get stronger. That's where you build the character, the resilience, the mindset that will carry you to the next level. And when you can be grateful in those moments, when you can wake up and say, I don't like this, but I'm grateful for the lesson in it. I'm grateful for the strength it's building in me. I'm grateful because I know this is shaping me into who I'm supposed to be. Then nothing can stop you. Let me tell you something. Every successful person you admire has been through something. They didn't just wake up one day on top. They struggled. They failed. They lost. But they didn't let those losses define them. They found the lesson. They found the blessing. They used the pain to push them forward instead of holding them back. And the reason they were able to do that, because they chose gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about appreciating the good times. It's about trusting that even the hard times are working in your favor. It's about believing that every setback is a setup for something greater. It's about knowing that even when you can't see it yet, life is moving for you, shaping you, preparing you. And when you can wake up and start your day with that mindset, when you can say, I may not understand why this is happening, but I trust that it's part of my growth, then nothing will shake you. I know some of why all are going through something right now. I know life is hitting you hard. And I know it's tempting to wake up and focus on the pain, on the frustration, on everything that feels unfair. But I need you to make a decision. I need you to wake up tomorrow and say, I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I'm still growing. And because of that, I am grateful. Because when you shift your perspective like that, when you take control of your mindset, when you refuse to be a victim of your circumstances, you become unstoppable. Listen to me. Most people are waiting for something big to happen before they feel grateful. They're waiting for the promotion, waiting for the breakthrough, waiting for the dream to come true before they decide to appreciate life. And because of that, they miss the power of what's already in front of them. They wake up every day breathing, moving, living, but they don't even acknowledge it. They don't even recognize that what they have right now, what seems small, what seems ordinary, is something someone else is praying for. And because they don't appreciate it, they take it for granted. But the truth is, if you can't be grateful for the little things, you will never be ready for the big things. If you can't appreciate what you have right now, you'll be able to know what's coming next. Because success, greatness, impact, they're all built on a foundation of gratitude. Every step forward, every level up, every blessing you receive is connected to how you treat what you already have. You want more? Start showing gratitude for what's in your hands right now. Some of why y'all don't realize that what you have is already enough to start. You keep telling yourself, if only I had more money, if only I had more resources, if only I had more support, then I'd go after my dreams, then I'd take action, then I'd be happy. But the reality is, it's not about what you don't have, it's about how you see what you do have. There are people who have built empires from nothing. People who have risen from circumstances way worse than yours. Not because they had more than you, but because they saw what they had and they used it. They were grateful for what was in front of them, and because of that, they were able to multiply it. See, gratitude isn't just about saying, I appreciate this. It's about what you do with what you appreciate. It's about how you take care of what you have. You want to be blessed with more. Show that you can handle what you've already been given. Take care of it. Invest in it. Pour into it. Because the moment you start treating what you have like it's valuable, the moment you stop waiting for something better and start maximizing what's in your hands, that's when doors start opening. That's when opportunities start showing up. That's when life starts expanding for you. But most people don't think like that. Most people think I need something new before I can start. And because they think like that, they stay stuck. They waste time wishing for something better instead of working with what's already there. They sit around complaining about what they don't have instead of recognizing the gift of what they do have. And the worst part, they don't even realize they're blocking their own blessings. Because let me tell you something, what you don't appreciate, you will lose. If you don't appreciate your health, it will deteriorate. If you don't appreciate your relationships, they will fall apart. If you don't appreciate your job, your skills, your opportunities, they will slip through your fingers. And then you'll wonder why nothing is working out for you. It's because you didn't value what was already in your hands. Then you need to wake up every morning and say, I may not have everything I want yet, but I'm grateful for what I do have. You need to look around at your life and recognize that even in the struggle, even in the process, even when things aren't perfect, there is something to be thankful for. Because when you move with that kind of energy, when you stop taking things for granted and start treating them like they matter, that's when you start seeing growth. That's when things start shifting in your favor. Some of you have been asking for more, but you haven't been showing gratitude for what you already have. You want the next level, but you're not handling this level right. You want bigger opportunities, but you're not making the most of the ones in front of you. You're looking at your life like it's not enough, like it's not worth celebrating yet. And because of that, you're missing the fact that everything you need to take the next step is already in your hands. Gratitude is the key that unlocks abundance. Gratitude is what takes what seems small and turns it into something great. And the people who win, they don't wait to be grateful. They don't wait for something big to happen before they start appreciating life. They wake up every single day and give thanks, not just with their words, but with their actions. They move with purpose. They show up fully. They give their best, not because they have everything, but because they understand that how they handle today determines what happens tomorrow. So if you want more, start being grateful for what's already here. If you want the next opportunity, start showing up for the one in front of you. If you want success, start appreciating the process that's shaping you for it. Because when you move with gratitude, when you take care of what you have and you stop waiting and start acting, that's when your whole life begins to change. Listen to me. Some of why y'all have been going through life on autopilot. You wake up, you go through the motions, you do what you have to do. And then you go to sleep only to repeat it all over again. And you wonder why you feel stuck. You wonder why life feels like a cycle that never changes. But I need you to hear me on this. Gratitude is not just something you feel, it's something you live. It's something you act on. It's something that should show up in the way you carry yourself, in the way you treat people, in the way you move through life. See, a lot of people talk about gratitude, but very few people actually live it. They'll say they're thankful, but their actions don't match their words. They wake up complaining. They go through the day frustrated. They treat people like they're inconveniences instead of blessings. And then they wonder why they're not attracting more into their life. Let me tell you something. If you truly wake up grateful, it should show. It should be evident in the way you handle your responsibilities. It should be clear in how you show up for others. It should be reflected in the way you give, the way you serve, the way you pour into the world. Gratitude is not passive. It's not just something you feel in your heart, it's something you do. And the people who win in life, the people who elevate, the people who reach levels most never get to, they don't just say they're grateful, they show it. They wake up and attack the day like it's a gift. They don't waste time. They don't move with a lazy spirit. They don't sit around waiting for motivation. They show up with energy, with passion, with intention, because they recognize that this day, this moment is something they will never get back. You ever notice how the people who complain the most are the ones who get the least? The people who always talk about what's wrong, the people who always focus on what's missing, they live in a cycle of lack. But the people who live in abundance, the people who always seem to attract blessings, the people who are always moving forward, they don't dwell on what's wrong, but they focus on what they can do with what they have. They give. They pour into others. They show up and add value, not because they're trying to get something in return, but because they understood that gratitude is a cycle. What you put out comes back to you. Some of you are waiting for your life to change, but you haven't changed how you're showing up. You say you're grateful, but you're still making excuses. You say you're thankful, but you're still half-stepping. You're still giving 50% effort when you should be going all in. And let me tell you something, life is not going to reward half effort. You don't get full blessings from partial commitment. You don't get greatness from mediocre work. If you say you're grateful for your life, prove it. Prove it in how you move. Prove it in how you work. Prove it in how you treat the people around you. Because real gratitude isn't about what you say, it's about what you do. It's about how you handle your business. It's about how you invest in yourself. It's about how you show up when no one's watching. And the moment you start acting on your gratitude, instead of just talking about it, your whole life will start to shift. You'll start to see opportunities where you used to see obstacles. You'll start to feel energy where you used to feel exhaustion. You'll start to attract the right people, the right doors, the right moments, because you're moving in alignment with gratitude. And let's be real, this isn't always easy. There are days when you won't feel like it. There are moments when life will test you, when things won't go the way you planned, when you'll feel frustrated, tired, discouraged. But that's when you need gratitude the most. That's when you have to dig deep and remind yourself that every single day you wake up is another chance. Another chance to grow. Another chance to improve. Another chance to impact someone's life. And when you start to understand that, when you start moving with that energy, there is nothing that can stop you. So don't just say you're grateful. Live it. Move like you understand that today is a gift. Work like you know your time is valuable. Give like you know you've been blessed. Because when you start living gratitude instead of just speaking it, that's when life starts opening up in ways you never imagined.